Hello, friends. Welcome back to another week of remote learning. I am super excited this week because we are going to get into some stuff that's going to make you ready for second grade. This stuff that we're going to be talking about this week, like some more advanced vowel teams and phonics, and also the lessons of books, that's stuff that you guys are going to do more of when you get to second grade. So it's super important that you come to remote learning really strong and really focused. So put your thinking caps on and let's get started. I wonder if you've ever been to a Chinese restaurant before and you've gotten a fortune cookie for dessert. Or maybe you got takeout from a Chinese restaurant and you've gotten a fortune cookie for dessert. For those of you who haven't, they're a really crunchy cookie. You can pretend that you're holding one in your hand and they're folded just so. And when you break it open, go ahead and break yours open. You get this little slip of paper that has a lesson on it. And it's usually a life lesson. So you hold it out, and it might say something like, how to live a good life is be kind to your friends. Or it might say, don't ever give up. If you try, you can do it. So today I want to teach you that stories are like fortune cookies. When you open up a story, you find that there's a little lesson inside of it. I'm going to keep this little cute fortune cookie for the rest of our slides here. And some of the books that you've read before have lessons, and maybe you didn't even realize. For example, in Chrysanthemum, the lesson is to be kind to yourself, to believe in yourself. Just like at the end of the story, Chrysanthemum, she was like, you know what? I do like my name. I'm going to be kind to myself and I'm going to believe in myself and know that I am awesome. In the Lorax, which you guys just read last week, there are kind of sometimes there's two lessons. Sometimes books have more than one lesson in them. One is don't be greedy. We learn that from the Onceler. Also, another lesson is to respect the earth. You might have your own idea of a lesson from the Lorax that I'm not thinking of because what's cool about lessons is it's what you feel like you learned from the book. So here's some strategies to find the lesson. Hmm. The first one is reread the ending and think, how did the trouble get fixed? In a lot of stories, characters are in trouble. And so you might need to reread the ending and think, how did the trouble of the story get fixed? Then you're going to think, what did the character realize or learn? Sometimes you also have to think about how the lesson could be really big and how it could help you in your own life. In Chrysanthemum, her trouble is about her name and how people don't like her name and they're teasing her about her name. And sometimes you might read the book and say, well, gee, Chrysanthemum learned to like her name. But maybe that doesn't apply to you because you already like your name. So you have to think big. What could that teach you about your own life? Hmm. It could be to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to believe in yourself, like Chrysanthemum did. Not just about her name, but about herself, her whole life. It could also be that you maybe learned, oh, you could just ignore what other people think about you. For example, in Chrysanthemum, the book, she ignored what the other mean people were saying about her. So you have to think sometimes about what the character learned and how you could make it into a big lesson and how it could help you in your own life. I'm going to read you guys a story, and then you and I are going to think together about what lesson we can learn from the story. After that, we're going to go and I'll read you a different story, and you get to try it on your own. Okay, this story is called Ish. Some of you may have read it before. So, right now, we're just going to listen to the story. So, sit back and relax and get your listening ears on. Ish by Peter Reynolds. Ramon loved to draw. Anytime, anything, anywhere. One day, Ramon was drawing a vase of flowers. His brother Leon leaned over his shoulder. Leon burst out laughing. What is that? He asked. Ramon could not even answer. He just crumpled up the drawing and threw it across the room. Leon's laughter haunted Ramon. He kept trying to make his drawings look right, but they never did. After many months and many crumpled sheets of paper, Ramon put his pencil down. I'm done. So the trouble that we have so far is that Ramon is quitting drawing because his brother teased him and can't make anything look right. Marisol, his sister, was watching him. What do you want? He snapped. I was watching you draw, she said. Ramon sneered. I'm not drawing. Go away. Marisol ran away, but not before picking up a crumpled sheet of paper. Hey, come back here with that. Ramon raced after Marisol up the hall and into her room. He was about to yell, but fell silent when he saw his sister's walls. He stared at the crumpled gallery. This is one of my favorites, Marisol said, pointing. That was supposed to be a vase of flowers, Ramon said, but it doesn't look like one. Well, it looks vase-ish, she exclaimed. Vase-ish? Ramon looked closer. Then he studied all the drawings on Marisol's walls and began to see them in a whole new way. They do look ish, he said. Ramon felt light and energized. Thinking ishly allowed his ideas to flow freely. He began to draw what he felt, loose lines quickly springing out without worry. Ramon once again drew and drew the world around him. Making an ish drawing felt wonderful. He filled his journals, tree-ish, house-ish, boat-ish, afternoon-ish, fish-ish, sun-ish. Ramon realized he could draw his ish feelings too. Peace-ish, silly-ish, excited-ish. His ish art inspired ish writing. He wasn't sure if he was writing poems, but he knew that they were poem-ish. One spring morning, Ramon had a wonderful feeling. It was a feeling that even ish words and ish drawings could not capture. He decided not to capture it. Instead, he simply savored it. And Ramon lived ishfully ever after. So now that we've read Ish, we're going to go back and reread the ending and think, how did the trouble get fixed? In this book, the ending isn't where the trouble gets fixed. The middle part is where the trouble gets fixed. So I'm going to go back to where the trouble was fixed. What happened to fix his trouble? Oh, that part right there. His sister gave him a compliment on his drawings and said that it looked sort of like a vase, looked vase-ish, and that inspired him to want to make some more art. So the trouble got fixed when he was inspired again by his sister's compliment. So what did the character realize or learn? Well, Ramon learned how to draw again, but we can take that small little lesson and make it bigger. Really what he learned is it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be ish. Could you take that lesson and apply it to your life? Could you do some work that doesn't have to be exactly perfect? Another lesson that you could learn from this book would be try your best. Ramon tried his best when he started drawing again, when the trouble got solved. So we could take that and make it into a big lesson and apply it to our own lives. Not just for drawing, but we could always try our best. So now you guys are going to exit out of this video and you're going to click on the next video, which is me reading Swimmy to you. And as you're listening, I want you to think about what the trouble is, how the trouble got solved, and then what did the character realize or learn. You'll tell me all about it on Flipgrid. I can't wait. Remember, you're going to think about the trouble. You're going to think about how the trouble got fixed, and then think at the very end, what did the character realize or learn, and how can that help me in my life as a big thing?